Hello there, my beautiful Virgo energies. Welcome back to my Tarot Nook. How are you doing? I hope you're doing wonderful and life has been treating you great. As always, I sincerely do love and appreciate you all so much. Thank you for spending some of your time with me today. So Virgo, let's see what messages are here for you. By the way, it is obviously Virgo season, but it's also full moon is in Pisces for right now. And also we have the Virgo or Venus is in Virgo from August 23rd to September 23rd. So just kind of keep that in mind during this reading. Pisces brings through some things that need to kind of come to the top. Focus on practical things. Focus on grounded things that keep you grounded. Things that keep you in a realistic state of mind and thinking. And of course, the Venus is here to shake things up and clean things out and reset things where love and romance is concerned. All right, so we have the Knight of Swords. He's here for you. We also have the Nine of Swords. All right, with the Knight of Wands. All right, and the Strength card. Wow, Leo's here. And we also have, wow, the Sun is in the reverse. It's here as well. Obviously with the Eight of Cups in reverse. And the Devil is also here. Make sure everything is nice and cute. No matter how I try to fix this camera, I always feel like things are crooked. And I have to fix it in real time. So it is what it is, right? All right, well, Virgo, let's go ahead with this Devil card. This isn't our sign card. This is a Capricorn card, but it's also got some Saturn elements here. So talking about Saturn, usually with the Devil in the upright, there's some restrictions. Somebody might be feeling tied up, trapped, especially when it comes to relationships. There could be some health issues, mental health issues, or anything when it comes to the focus on the healthy aspect of something. Okay, so there could be some patterns or addictions that need focusing, healing, or breaking. But when it comes to like love and relationships, there could be an obsessive pattern or obsessive behaviors, thinking, or I guess behaviors is really, or actions is really what I was trying to say. Could be some type of cheating going on. Somebody's just not being honest. There's just like a lot of kind of, like control and kind of feeling bound. All right, like tied up. There's jealousy here showing up, all right, and envy. And I feel like literally the word I'm getting here is someone feels like shit. But I also feel like there's some cycles that are also ending and some challenges that need to be addressed. The thing with the Devil here is just kind of, sometimes it's an energy of feeling held back. So you could be feeling like a little held back. You could be around somebody that could be a little violent or may feel like angry or upset quite often with the Devil energy. All right, and then keeping this in mind with like the fact that the full moon is here in like Pisces where relationships are concerned, there's a sense of like an emotional like desire here to deepen the connection emotionally at this time. Some connection needs to be deepened at the emotional level, but I also feel like somebody here is seeking to understand the other person's soul. All right, like rather than just like actions. So I feel like there's somebody here that wants something that's going to be that needs to be more meaningful or wants to have something more meaningful. There's a sense of feeling trapped. There's a sense of feeling like the freedom is being restricted. However, but you are in a twin flame connection here. So you're in a connection with somebody that could essentially be teaching you things about life and love and spirituality and growth and awakening. But equally, you could be tossing it right back to them and showing them through the twin flame connection the mirror of like who and what they need to be, and or like basically bringing them to their realizations about themselves. All right, but there's somebody here is feeling a little powerless nonetheless. All right. For a lot of Virgos, there's just sometimes there's their need for perfection, okay, for order, for things to kind of feel like like just right. And I feel like the message here is to kind of approach things in a way where you approach things in life. Like, so like if you have your own standards and things, just have those standards kind of like respect the standards that you have, so that you're actually following your own standards versus having standards and boundaries that you're not following, because people will call you out on things like that. And I feel like that can cause unnecessary problems. I do feel like, you know, the when it comes to relationships, it's not about the perfections, it's about the experience and the journey together. So for a lot of you here, there could be like a lot of expectations because it's expectations, but like there's no follow through or seeing things through at all right. I do feel like, you know, right now you're in a place where you're probably learning how to love in a different way, or to be loved and love unconditionally. So like the fact of unconditional love is something that's going to be important for you during this time, because unconditional love means, you know, there's no conditions, there's no, not boundaries, but the conditions are not there. So you're not looking for somebody that's perfect, you're not looking for something that's perfect, because if you are, you're setting yourself up. And I feel like a lot of you are starting to realize that I feel like what you want and what somebody in your life wants back is to just have an unconditional state of give and take. All right, so the Knight of Swords is here in reverse, you guys. And by the way, we do have two knights, but we'll tackle one at a time. You know, we have a Capricorn energy showing up again with Aquarius, of course. So healing here is coming up as a theme. All right, and also with the Knight of Swords, it's obviously a card of action, but there's a lack of focus right now, and there's a sense of impatience, aggressiveness. Okay, basically somebody's wanting to charge and move forward and do something in advance, but they're doing it in a very reckless way. And so it's causing issues and problems, and there could be some fights and arguments, all right? Also with the Knight, when this shows up in the reverse, sometimes things could lack direction. So again, it could be like a lot of promises taking place between you and somebody, or somebody towards you. You know, promises empty, no direction, no follow through, no action. However, we're feeling like, you know, there's also a sense of disregard for consequences. It almost seems like somebody just does not care. You know, they just kind of want to go about and do what they want and how they want to do it. And I feel like, you know, for a lot of you here, a harmonious relationship for you would be with someone who appreciates you, appreciates the things that you can give, all right? But also somebody that can bring some emotional like meaning and depth. And I feel like for a lot of you, that's something that if you are in a connection with someone that can emotionally be fulfilling, things will be very different for you, okay? And I don't know here, but there's a lot of you, you know, that come through as somebody that, you know, you want to be like in a place where, you know, you're in a partnership with someone. So I feel like right now with this whole like full moon in Pisces, I feel like there's a message here for you that's coming through as though, you know, you need to learn, like you're being taught how to trust and feel without overanalyzing, so that you're not allowing your mind to overtake your emotions here. So there's going to be a little bit of that taking place. The Knight of Swords, man, there's somebody here that's being kept awake at night. Somebody's unable to sleep, rest. There's anxiety showing up. There's Gemini. There's problems with communication, heartbreak, despair. Somebody's feeling like they're losing you, or they've lost touch with you. You could equally be missing somebody here. But there's a lot of backstabbing taking place, Virgo. You're gonna have to, you know, focus on what it is you want, because somebody here is unable to move on. So if this is like you that's unable to move on, you know, you're going to need to think of a healthy way to put yourself back on track. Okay. There could be a sense here just to be focused on your actual health, versus like the physical stuff. Like basically practice something that puts you and your mind at ease, all right? Because I feel like for a lot of you, your relationship right now could feel like it's under a microscope, okay? It may not be as healthy as you want it to be, but there's also like an invitation here to see beyond the flaws, all right? To love unconditionally. Again, it's coming up as an unconditional thing, because when you love unconditionally, or when you're feeling like you're loved unconditionally, then there's a sense of understanding that cannot be explained, and it can bring about natural forgiveness. Not forgiveness where I'm going to go do bad things and then come back and ask for it, but it's going to be easy to heal and forgive from the issues that are kind of, you know, it just feels like somebody is just overthinking versus actually applying emotional thinking. So the Knight of Wands here, the Knight of Wands here, Leo energy is coming through. This is a card of like love and action, also, you know, kind of romance, intuition, putting things in place, but also thought and power. And I feel like somebody here really has the passion to kind of push forward. We have a risk taker that wants to take risks here with you, Virgo. Somebody that wants to be with you. You have somebody here that has a, you know, high sex drive, essentially. And this is somebody that can find the truth on their own. Okay, so this is somebody that sometimes may be influenced by what others say and do, but they're very capable of, you know, finding the truth on their own. And I feel like this is somebody that really, you know, has like a connection with you that's very lustful, But I also feel like this is somebody that is very kind of fearless when it comes to feelings and emotions towards you. Somebody here likes to do like act heroically towards you, but I also feel like you kind of do the same towards somebody. But there's still something here that feels like it's not fully achievable or attainable at this time. And I do feel like Virgo, for a lot of you, sometimes there's the need to reassess relationships, and that comes up a lot. But it's about also reflecting on the things that you're learning here and the things that are kind of happening around you. So, you have to be able to kind of, like, if you're starting something new, you have to also be able to understand what it is that you're also seeking. All right. So you could be also with an energy that wants to start something new, but they may still not know what it is that they're seeking. So that new could be a new chance, but the changes are not necessarily happening. All right. But because this is a card of action, I feel like somebody here is coming through towards you at the soul level in a very connected way. And again, I feel like somebody wants a soul connection versus a practical or like a 3D connection here with you. Leo showing up here again with strength. I feel like this is somebody, in terms of challenges at least, I feel like, this is somebody that struggles with you. They're very attracted to you, very lustful and sexual energy showing up very strong. This is somebody that can tame you, Virgo. This is somebody that can literally bring balance to your life. They bring joy to your life, but there's some challenges that do come up. But ultimately, I do feel like with this Leo energy, this is somebody that works through strength, okay, and through power, like actual strong power versus kind of violence. Like now, while here we feel trapped and sometimes we feel like things are going to get violently crazy, here with the strength card, there's an energy that's violently strong, right? Like not in a violent way, but like amazingly strong-minded when it comes to what it is that they want. All right. If there are any problems right now, this card is just suggesting that it's somebody's starting to get back on it, and they want to face the problems and they want to come back together. Okay, so the Knight of Wands kind of, I feel like, really lines up with the Strength card very, very strongly in that sense. I do feel like for a lot of you, though, even though like this whole moon situation is taking place with it being in Pisces and like Venus is in Virgo, there's just a lot of, again, self-criticism, and the place where there's like a lot of overthinking. But I feel like the biggest thing here is you're becoming aware to some of the flaws that are within you that you want to correct as well when it comes to love. So a lot of you here, if you're feeling like your flaws are kind of, if you feel like you're nitpicking, or if you're feeling like, you're feeling like you're not in a place where you can provide love or feel loved, okay, that's because there's perceived perfections and imperfections that somebody's dealing with. Like, so the battle with perfections and imperfections kind of has to stop for something to become very active. Because in the reverse right now, the Sun card, I mean, honestly, it's like when the Sun shows up in the reverse, again, another fire card, there's just a lot of extra everything, extra pessimism, extra unrealistic ego, extra oppressive thinking, okay? So it's just extra, all right? And then there's the feeling of feeling left out, and somebody does not want to feel left out, all right? And not only that, we also have the Eight of Cups here, which is a Pisces card, but it's also, again, a Saturn energy. Negativity and thinking, negativity. Somebody keeps walking away, all right? Somebody here, there's somebody that clings on to the past, but they're walking away. And so interesting, Pisces with the moon, and, there's a full moon in Pisces. There's all these things going on. And I feel like there's a huge push for you here, Virgo, to become emotionally accepting, okay? And also for a lot of you, you're in a place where you're seeking order, improvement. And I feel for many of you here, there's a sense of tension here because you're trying to learn how to balance your needs for perfection and your acceptance for imperfections here, okay? So be very mindful. And again, I feel like there's just a sense of like service, like service of love versus out of duty. Like, you want to be loving because you want to love somebody, but not because, it's like you feel like obligated or duty bound to feel that love. But someone here is walking away, Virgo, and I feel like this is somebody that, feels like a lot of times like, there's a sense of avoiding change. So somebody keeps walking away because there's a sense of avoiding change. And it's just that, so there's somebody that can't stay still in one place. So somebody here keeps walking away and coming back, and I feel like somebody keeps walking away to somebody else that they think that might be better, but they also keep coming back. And I feel like, oh, I feel like for a lot of you here, the biggest quote unquote struggle, if you will, is, you know, again, being practical minded. Okay. I feel like there's just emotional needs are very strong right now. And I feel like while Venus is in Virgo, it could prompt you to kind of take realistic steps, Virgo, to fulfilling your needs in a way that's actually going to work for everybody. But there's a lot of things that need to be embraced. So I feel like a lot of you, you know, you're not allowing yourself to feel deeply, or, you know, you're maybe some of you are in a judging place. And I feel like there's somebody around you, you know, especially with some Pisces influence, that makes somebody around you that's very intuitive and tuned in. And I think you could be around an empath actually. But I feel like for a lot of you, this is somebody that brings you a gift of understanding. So I feel like there's an energy that really cares about you and brings you that level of understanding. And I feel like they really do want to be with you. But there's somebody, again, there's an energy that keeps walking away, and there's a sense of feeling trapped right now. So it's kind of like a limbo situation at this time. But I feel like overall, like in terms of advice, the biggest advice I can say here is just allow yourself to, go through this in a way where you're like learning from it. And I also feel like there could be like a shift in mindset can help transform like your relationships with people, and making them more fulfilling, because there's somebody here that wants fulfillment with you, but I feel like they're just not getting it. All right, Virgo. Well, this is all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Thank you so much for your time. See you next time. Bye.